It's 7:30. Good morning, I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. A Coalfields man who was left with balance problems after being bashed unconscious 6 years ago is again in hospital with critical head injuries. Brett Morris is recovering in the John Hunter after falling to the ground during a drunken argument with his teenage son at Harrington on the mid-north coast last Friday night. The 48-year-old was left in a coma after being bashed by a group of street thugs at Bellbird in 2009. The discovery of a mass dog grave at a Hunter Valley Greyhound training track has raised concerns about the depth of inquiry by a recent industry investigation. In its release on July 3, Greyhound Racing New South Wales said there was no evidence of animal mistreatment. However, late last week, a large dog grave site was uncovered by machinery at the Keenbar trial track near Cessnock. Greens MP John Kay is calling for an independent forensic investigation to ascertain what happened at the site.
There are a large number of dogs buried on this track. What we don't know is how they died, how they were injured in the first place, how they were treated once they were injured. A forensic examination of the bones might reveal a number of issues around the attitudes that the owners and trainers had towards those dogs.
The site of Newcastle's former Empire Hotel is back on the market again. A 14-storey housing complex was planned for the site, but the Hunter Develop Corporation says it couldn't agree on final contract terms with the developer. Meanwhile, we can expect to see more apartment blocks around Lake Macquarie. Council's backed a strategy to do more to encourage medium-density housing in the city's main town centres, including Belmont, Mount Hutton, Charlestown, Warners Bay and Morisset. It will involve land rezoning to allow higher buildings, mainly in areas next to public transport routes and parks. Hunter residents who suffer from arthritis are also likely to suffer from at least one other chronic condition. A report by the Australian Institute for Health and Welfare has found of the 3.3 million people who have arthritis, 2.4 million have another chronic illness. The Institute's Louise York says cardiovascular disease is the most common.
That's followed by other things like back problems and mental health problems, asthma and diabetes.
Buses will be replacing trains on the Hunter Valley Rail network from today. Scheduled maintenance work will stop services for the next 3 days. The Australian Rail Track Corporation says they've tried to reduce disruption to the Hunter Valley coal chain. A forum will be held at Panthers Newcastle tonight from 6 p.m, looking at the possible future of Newcastle as a smart city. Newcastle Now event coordinator Evelyn King says the forum will cover a wide variety of issues.
We're hoping to open up a debate about the city's future and the opportunities that are provided by the smart city technologies, and also to find a way of balancing that with what we believe should be a push for the creative industries in Newcastle.
Sport, thanks to our sponsor Warners Bay Sports Club.
Aberglasslyn teenager Jaden Butterfield seemed destined to don an Australian schoolboys rugby league jersey after injury robbed him of the chance last year. The 17-year-old All Saints College student suffered a broken hand last year, which prevented him competing in the under-18s side, but impressive performances as part of the New South Wales Combined Catholic Colleges side have ensured he will have his chance this year. Butterfield will become a part of the Hunters' rich Australian schoolboys history, which includes the likes of Greg Bird. Newcastle Knights star Jared Mullen remains uncertain about his ability to play when the Knights take on the Titans at Hunter Stadium on Saturday. The 28-year-old is treading carefully after returning to the field on Friday night, nursing a foot injury that requires season-ending surgery. Mullen will be on light duties this week as coaching and medical staff determine how many games the 5/8 can play before undergoing surgery. And in baseball, Toronto have sealed their place at the top of the ladder in the Newcastle Major League after an impressive 11-0 victory over Phoenix Charlestown. That's sport. I'm Emily Crowe.
2NURFM News Time 26 to 8.